Hello everyone and welcome to today's show on Real and Pew. How can we ensure that virtual learning is introduced to the public school? A lot of our children in public school are home up to now. They are not back to school. And it doesn't look like they will be back to school to the end of the year. Therefore, they've missed a lot. What do we need to do to make sure that we bridge the gap between the public school and the private school and ensure that everybody is introduced to the technology today in education? One, there's a need to create a community central learning system whereby children in one community or in a local government is put together in one big place and introduce the pre-recorded learning materials for them. What that means is that each of these courses, English language, mathematics, social studies, physical education, and what have you, need to be produced in soft copies, video soft copies, just like the children watch cartoons. That is one thing I think that our government needs to look into, and the Minister for Education needs to as well look into, because this will bridge the gap. The children are home watching cartoons. What if there's a material they can actually watch and they will learn? Okay, why can't that be introduced officially? Because I know there are a couple of materials like that, but why can't that be introduced officially? And in this period that they are all at home, especially the public schools, the children in public schools, we can actually introduce pre-recorded learning materials for them, put them together in a community and make them to learn based on their classes, primary or secondary or whatever classes that they are. They can actually learn this through e-learning materials. Number two is as well to introduce data, because apart from them learning pre-recorded materials, what if we come up with data, free data for local government? Okay, the companies that are in charge of data, all these telecommunication companies, can come up with this if the Minister for Education or the Ministry of Education see priority in this. They can get these companies to come on board under their CSR to provide data for communities, for local governments, for the public schools specifically, and from their house they can actually also join in the e-learning that is going on in the public schools, in the private schools rather, as we speak. Also, we need to improve on our technology for education. We need to come up with several technologies to improve our education system. The learning materials need to improve. The education system completely needs to be revamped and improved. Even the teachers need to have learning. The teachers need to go for online courses that can improve their skills and their abilities to be able to impart knowledge to these students. Because if the teacher is at home for 1 year with nothing, with no learning materials, with no extra knowledge, how would they be able to how would they be able to improve on their teaching skills and ability? So there's a need for the teachers as well to go for online courses. Students need to start looking at visual as a new way of learning. And both public and private public and private sector need to look at how we can help these children, because these are the leaders of tomorrow. We need to help these children to impart knowledge to them and improve their education system as a whole. Let's take it to the streets and hear the opinions of others like us. What is their opinion out there? Let's hear from them directly, the parents, the guys, even the children themselves. Let's hear their opinion about the visual learning as it's going on. Is it improving? Are they really learning anything? This new way of learning, is it effective, both on the parents' angle and the children angle as well, and how the education system can be improved as a whole?
An uneducated country is a country that is very, very likely to progress very slowly if there's going to be any progression at all. My name is Cheryl, and welcome to the Real and Peel TV show. Today we are on the streets of Abuja asking people what they think about how education has fared so far in the country Nigeria. As a matter of fact, it is known that education is the bedrock for nation building. But one of the biggest institutions that houses our children and our students are public schools first before private schools. But then it seems as if there has been a lot of inattention. We're on the streets today asking people what they think about access to quality education when it comes to public schools. Stay with us. Hello dear, tell me your name.
My name is Somkene.
My name is Dorcas.
Nana.
Queen.
Chidera.
Muslimat.
Schools have been shut down since March, and then all of a sudden federal government said exam classes should resume. Tell me what it has been like for you as a student since when schools were shut down till you heard that schools were about to resume.
It was very bad because we did not have the chance to talk to our friends and other people.
It has been tough on us and we are struggling and we are coping with it. It was hard for us to know other things that they'll give us an exam. Like us Igbo we did not do exam because of COVID and our teacher something.
Then tell me, were you engaging in any kind of lessons or anything like that during the break?
No.
None at all?
Yes.
So your school did not organize any lessons for you?
Online lessons, but most of us knew about it.
Most of you didn't know about it?
Yes. Yes, ma. I've been engaging on online lessons.
We were not doing online classes at first. So then a student created a WhatsApp group for classes. So I'm actually chatting with my teacher. So he said I should send him my number. He added me to the group. So it was actually somehow easy.
But now that you're back in school, do you think that it would be nice if you people were doing some sort of online lessons in addition to this one, or you are okay the way it is right now?
See, I will be happy. Let's do online lessons for those that don't understand the things that they teach us in class.
Yes, because they'll explain it more for us again if you ask.
Okay.
No, because not everybody has an Android phone to do it.
Fantastic. Okay, but what about a laptop? If you had a laptop, will it help?
No, we don't have phone yet. Then how will we get laptop when we don't have phone yet?
Okay, so who do you think is responsible for providing all these things? Online classes, devices that you can use to learn. Who do you think should provide it for you?
Sometimes government are not doing their work.
They're supposed to share some things for us for the corona, but they didn't.
Okay. They're supposed to provide some little things like sanitizer, nose mask, face shield, educational things that were supposed to use for school, but they didn't provide it.
What's your name, please?
I'm Sarah John.
My name is Joda Amit.
My name is Gift Sunday.
I'm George by name. My name is Mr. Mika Gaza.
Okay, my name is Mrs. Miracle Callister.
My name is Emasidon.
My name is Ogala Moses Sani.
We want to find out, do you think that public schools and government schools have access to quality education, especially looking at what has happened during COVID-19 period when schools were shut down? Were the students excluded from learning during that period?
Yeah, public school currently, I think they are passing through a phase that I would say is not pleasant at all, especially for us who are parents. We have seen a situation where the private schools make provision for cases like we've had the period of the pandemic, but for the public school, nobody was thinking about the students. I have my children in public universities, and I kept asking, are they saying anything? They said nothing.
I don't think it's just the public school. It depends the particular school. At least I have a little child at home. He is a student of a public school. He still goes for lesson. So it depends on the parents. Some parents are ignorant. They'll feel everything depends on the government. And they don't push the child by themselves for them to learn. Even if the school is not doing properly, you as a parent, you do better for the kids.
Yes, government schools have not access to quality education. Because of why? You see, if you look at the past, those with the standard of responsibility of making public school effective, they are the ones having the private schools. So they will not like public school to function as well, because their own is a business.
The lawmakers are actually the owners of the private schools, so they rather soft pedal on the laws so that it could be advantageous to them in the private schools. Now, if you look at the private schools, they hike the price, and to what I gathered during the COVID-19, to the extent that they were even charging school fees because they are doing Zoom and they are doing the online classes. They have to charge you for it to be online. Why? Because the private school now is no more where you go and have a quality education, but it's more like a money venture.
No, they are not excluded. Like, government schools is one of the best schools we are having in this country.
The public schools, this was before that the public school was abandoned. But now, like my children, I train them in private school. But by the time they get to the high level, I bring them back to public school, because I discovered that the education in public school is very standard.
You can't compare both public and private school. The gap is too much, because in public school, the government are not putting what they have to put, the effort and the resources, the money they have to spend on the school. They are not doing it. They don't even want to spend on the education.
Public school, I believe they are the drivers of the educational system in Nigeria. I attended public school, and all my life, I've never been to a private institution, even from the kindergarten to the time and working for 35 years before I retired, I've always told my children the best place to be is the public school. But you see what is happening now, give an impression that it is like forcing them to become second-class citizens when it comes to learning. But you see, the competition used to be higher in public school. You have quality teachers in public school. In most cases, some private institutions in those days recruit people who are not considered in the public school.
So you've heard it all. This just shows you how passionate Nigerians are for education system to be improved. We are eager for the growth in Nigeria. We are eager to see Nigeria become one of the top, if not the top, in education system across the world. But there's so much that needs to be done. Okay, and I want to use this to call on all private sector to look into education as your CSR, just like Picasso Care Foundation is doing. Even the government, the federal government, the state government, you have responsibilities to Nigeria. Increase the budgeting for education. Fund education system the way UNESCO has stipulated. At least 26% of our budget should go to education, so that you can have a better education system. Having to see Nigerians jetting out of the country to go and pay so much money, we need to take it back home. The problem of Nigeria is grassroots. We cannot be solving the problem from the top. We need to dig it down and solve the problem from the roots. Thank you so much for being part of today's show. I want you to like the page. Please click on the like button, click on the comment button, and share your view. Let's hear your view on education system, and subscribe to our YouTube channels as well, and share the video to all the people that need to hear this. Let the government hear your opinion, my opinion, and hear all our opinion, and see how much we want growth in our education system, because our youth is the leaders of tomorrow, and education is a bedrock of nation building. See you next week.
Envato.